Hey fragrance friends, I have Kayali Mail and I am excited to get into these two new fragrances with you. There's also a new hair mist, but the two new fragrances, I'm excited to share these with you. So I guess without further ado, let's jump into it. So this turned up at my door and I was so shocked because it hadn't actually been teased out yet on Instagram. So I didn't know these were coming, and when I tell you my jaw dropped when I opened this package, I am not lying. I really wasn't expecting this, but equally, I feel like they are really needed in the Kayali collection. And one of these fragrances, I think it's my favorite Kayali fragrance of all time. And I know that's a bold statement, but truly, I think you will understand why if you watch any of my videos when I get into the review. So let me introduce you to the new fragrances. So inside this box, I have Oudgasm Chocolate Oud, and I have Oudgasm Milky Musk Oud. Yes, Chocolate Oud, Milky Musk Oud. But let's not stop there. There is also a new hair and body mist, and it is the Oudgasm Vanilla Oud. Now, I love this fragrance, so I am so happy it is now in a hair and body mist. I think this is so necessary, and this is actually my favorite hair and body mist that they do because one, it lasts all day, and two, it is one of my favorite scent profiles from Kayali. So yeah, absolutely love this. But let's actually talk about the fragrances because I feel like those are going to be the thing that you are most interested in. Which one should I start with? I'm going to do Milky Musk Oud. So the notes are pink pepper, strawberry cream, incense, suede santal, white musk, and silver oud. And when I read those notes, I was really shocked actually to see the combination of notes. But I will say it smells a little bit different on my skin to the notes listed. Now, I did wear both of these fragrances all day yesterday. I wore this one side and Chocolate Oud on the other side. So I can tell you a little bit about my experience with the longevity too. But I will say Milky Musk Oud, I don't get the strawberry cream. I do get a sweetness and I definitely get a creamy milkiness, but specifically strawberry cream, I don't get that. But the other notes, I do actually get the other notes. So to me, on my skin, this is very milky, a milky kind of sandalwood. It's slightly spicy too. I get a beautiful sweetness, but not overly sweet. I feel like it's more of a milky sandalwood. And then as it starts to dry down, that spiciness comes out even more. And then you get this really kind of soft oud in the base with a slight smokiness that comes from the incense. Yeah, it is really creamy, but not like a lactonic creamy vibe as such. It doesn't smell like straight up milk. It's more of a milky sandalwood. Mostly, because I do get a little bit of that oud, but I get the spiciness, and that spiciness persists from the opening right down to the dry down. The strawberry cream, like I said, I don't really specifically get any strawberry. There's some kind of sweetness, but I couldn't really pinpoint where it comes from. Yeah, I get mostly milky sandalwood with a pepperiness, a slight smokiness too. There is an underlying sweetness, but it is such an easy fragrance to wear. Now, if you are a regular viewer of my channel, you will know I like my clean, musky fragrances. I am really into that understated vibe. I'm really into those musks. And this is the kind of fragrance I would wear on a daily basis. And for that reason, it is now my favorite Kayali fragrance of all time. I think this one is phenomenal. It smells so rich and luxurious, and it is the perfect everyday scent in my opinion. Now, you may read the notes and think this is going to be slightly more gourmand than it is. Maybe I'm mistaken there, but I thought it maybe would be a little bit more gourmand based on the notes and the name. Whereas to me, it's more of that clean, chic, understated, musky vibe, kind of quiet luxury. It is that saying, rich screams, wealth whispers. It smells wealthy to me. And yeah, this is phenomenal. Longevity wise, I got a good 8 to 9 hours out of this. Now, when it got to that 6-hour point, it was more of a kind of soft, milky, slightly spiced woodiness on my skin. It wasn't like super powerful, but it was definitely there and it was definitely present. You will smell it at the 8-hour point too. At least I do anyway. And you got to bear in mind that longevity is subjective. Some people will get longer wear, some people might get less. It is really a personal thing, but that is just my experience. So I'm going to move on to Chocolate Oud. Now I have a feeling this one might be the more popular out of the two. Now this is actually really delicious. I'm going to read you the notes. It is caramel apple, spiced rum, velvet orris, incense, dark cacao, and chocolate oud. Now, this to me is more of a fall and winter scent. Personally, what does it smell like? Okay, I sprayed this one earlier as well because I was filming a shorter video for Instagram and TikTok. Now, this one really opens up with caramel apple, and I do get the spiced rum too. It's so, so good. I'm gonna spray it again. Caramelized spiced apple. That is the opening. It is that kind of boozy apple pie vibe. But you're probably thinking that sounds like angel share. And the opening, it somewhat does actually smell like angel share. That kind of vibe. But then the chocolate starts to come through, and that is when it goes in a different direction. And it differentiates it to other things on the market, in my opinion, because of that chocolate note. Do I get the incense? I'm not sure. I definitely get a slight spiciness in here too. I think the orris is giving this a creaminess, but you do get a kind of dark chocolatey vibe. Would I know that this is chocolate oud specifically? I don't know, because in the opening, that kind of apple note is quite prominent. It is really delicious, by the way. Now, the dry down of this one is more of that kind of dusty, chocolatey, woody vibe. And I would say on my skin personally, this one is slightly stronger than Milky Musk Oud, as in this one, for me, has more sillage, and this one has slightly better longevity. It is louder overall, and this one does lean more in that gourmand territory. But it's not overly sweet, it's not overwhelming. And I do feel like this one is going to be super, super popular. Now, I got a good 8 hours from this one as well, but they're very different types of scent profiles. And I really, really do love chocolate oud, but I know I will personally wear Milky Musk Oud so much more. I reckon these two are really good layered. I haven't actually tried it yet. I'm a little bit scared. Should we just do it? Let's do it now. So, obviously, I've got chocolate oud on this hand, so I'm just going to do a light dusting of the Milky Musk Oud. Let's let it marinate. They layer well. They layer really, really well. Ooh. Yeah, it makes it even more creamy. So instead of like that dark chocolate vibe, it makes it go more milky, like in between a white chocolate and a milk chocolate. And then almost like an iris note pops up when they combine together. It's probably the orris from the chocolate oud. Woo! Yeah, you can layer these. And then I'm not going to touch on this one for too long, but if you have ever smelt vanilla oud, the perfume version, it pretty much smells exactly the same in a hair and body mist form. The notes are vanilla sugar, praline, saffron, white musk, oak moss, and oud. Now, I feel like this scent profile pretty much layers with everything, and that is why it's a fantastic addition to the hair and body mist line. Now, they do the vanilla 28 hair and body mist, but for me, that's quite sugary sweet, whereas this one's a little bit more powdery, a little bit more woody. So for me, it's just that tad bit more wearable. I have got it in my hair today, and I just think it's beautiful. So I would highly recommend this one if you are looking for a hair and body mist that is a vanilla-y kind of woody fragrance. But yeah, I am super impressed with these, and I am so grateful to Kayali for sending these over to me. I had no idea they were coming, so it was such a pleasant surprise. Yeah, this was a success. I can't wait to hear what other people think of these. I do feel like they are going to be a hit because they are great fragrances, but it's subjective. So people will think different things, and everyone's skin chemistry will be different too. So just because I like these on my skin doesn't mean you will. Anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling with that disclaimer, but Milky Musk Oud, Chocolate Oud. Fantastic, fantastic fragrances. Milky Musk Oud is my top recommendation if you have similar taste to me. But if you're more of a gourmand lover and you love a chocolate fragrance with that apple pie vibe, you might want to check out Chocolate Oud. But thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in a future video to come. Thank you so much and goodbye.